Nate Schmidt. Yeah, he likes, I think because he's maybe blonde too. So yeah, he likes all of them. He's met most of them now, but he really took a liking to Nate, so it was like a weird kind of, he was all over him, climbing up on him and everything, so it was really cool. Okay, Ben, come on. So Las Vegas Ice Center, they have been the best ever. When we first contacted them about making the first video without skates on, they gave us the ice time to do, and for free. We came here, they donated 10 minutes. We were out there real quick and did it and stuff. And it kind of went nuts, like I said. And after that, when we contacted them about Benny skating with real skates, I know that Bob, the manager, probably thought we were nuts too. But they agreed to let us do it. And then when they saw him doing it, they were like ecstatic. We were ecstatic. And since then, they've been our biggest backers.
Talk a little bit about the rescue dogs. Gosh, I mean, hey, not every rescue dog can skate like Benny, but every dog deserves another chance. Just
yes,
like Benny.
Well, I always say he's the perfect example of the possibilities of a rescue dog. A lot of them are even smarter than most dogs. That's why they're in the shelters, because a lot of them outsmart their people, and they end up, not being stimulated enough and doing bad things at home, and people can't deal with them. So you can, the rescue dogs, even the quiet ones that just are couch potatoes, there's somebody for every rescue dog. And all my dogs are rescue. I have 3 dogs, 2 other dogs for him, and they're both rescues, and I have a rescue bird even. And I'm really into the rescue, and I'm so glad that he can represent rescues all over the world, because if you can see what he can do, imagine what other rescue dogs can do. He's a perfect example.
And why do you think he took to the ice just so easily, or seemed to?
He's up to trying anything you want him to try. He's really an incredible dog. I mean, he can swim, climb trees, skateboard, push a wheelchair. I think to him it was just another normal activity. Mom wants me to try, We had a hockey stick out there balancing on 2 cones, and the exercise was to skate up and grab the hockey stick and skate away with it. Well, when he skated up, he jumped the hockey stick, and we were jumping and screaming, and we're like, oh my God. So of course we had to incorporate that into his little routine now. So then we had the jump made. But yeah, the original was just to grab the hockey stick and skate away, but he offered the jump, and so once a dog offers a trick, it's usually easy for them to keep doing it. So he likes to do the jump. He's excited about doing the jump, and he can do it with the hockey stick, but sometimes the hockey stick bumps the jump, so now we basically do it without the hockey stick. But and then he gets that hockey stick as his reward. He loves his hockey stick. He carries it around. He loves it. This is like his 3rd one. This one has done really good. A couple other ones he chewed up pretty good.
That's a good boy. Yes, you are. And how about in the downtime? Yeah, like you say, he has 2 other brothers and sisters, and he's just a regular.
He has 2 sisters, and he likes to play with them. He really loves to swim, so when it's warm enough out, he swims probably an hour every day in our pool. And that's his biggest, I think, love is swimming. So he'll swim, but he likes to do all kinds of interactions with me, because I train him. So, with the bond we have is incredible.
What's the difference between teaching a dog how to skate as opposed to teaching humans to skate?
You know what? It wasn't really that much different. That's what I say. He skated the whole length of the rink the first time we had him. It was out there. It was incredible. He's just a special dog. Somebody said to me, the once-in-a-lifetime dog, and that's what he is a once-in-a-lifetime dog. Yeah, definitely.
Of course, Benny has his own social media accounts, is very active with a variety of local organizations, and much more. Go to BennyTheIceSkatingDog.com to learn more about Cheryl and her incredible pooch. And finally, we leave you with a very special critter of the month as we say bonjour to this bon chien, Jacques, a French bulldog that provides love, compassion, and general goofiness to Lauren C. of Las Vegas. Jacques' life has greatly improved after he spent a few weeks at the lead animal shelter. Jacques and 42 other dogs were rescued from a house fire last September. This stocky, curious guy loves to get his nose into everything, enjoys car rides, and long walks with Lauren. The newly adopted Frenchie is adapting to his new big brother, Hugo, who is definitely the alpha dog. The pair have a strong bond, and Jacques is becoming more proficient in leash training, will play fetch all day long, and is loving living in his new home. Jacques is just one of hundreds of amazing critters available at Lead, just waiting for you to rescue and become part of your permanent family. That's our show. For more information on anything you've seen today or anything relating to Clark County government, visit our website at ClarkCountyNV.gov. On behalf of all of us here at Clark County Television, I'm Randy Swallow. We'll see you again next time on County Critters.
Here are some tips for shopping during the coronavirus outbreak. Be a good neighbor. Consider what you already have and buy only what your family needs during a 2-week period of time to ensure all people, including those with difficulty leaving the house, have the supplies they need too. Have a prepared list before you go to the store, but be flexible if products aren't available. Consider products like frozen meals and vegetables and be aware of expiration dates. And finally, avoid shopping during rush hours to reduce wait times and large crowds.
The Census Bureau employs field reps in all 50 states and Puerto Rico who work locally and are members of your community. They are knowledgeable and respectful of your time and provide a customer service-oriented approach to make your interaction as pleasant as possible. With over 7,000 field reps nationwide, they are the true backbone of the Census Bureau. The answers you provide help decision makers determine the best use of funding in communities like yours for things like schools, emergency services, housing, and infrastructure. Your answers help shape the future of the nation. To confirm the validity of a Census Bureau field representative, the staff search feature on the Census Bureau website is a quick and easy way to do so. All field representatives are required to carry Bureau-issued photo identification and are required to show it before any interview begins. All information collected by our field representatives is strictly confidential and protected from disclosure under penalty of federal law. If you are visited by one of our field representatives, please take the time to complete the survey. Your community is counting on it.
In March, the Clark County Assessor's Office is mailing postcards to property owners who have not yet submitted a claim for the tax cap. If you own the home you live in, you have until June 30th to file a claim to receive a 3% tax cap rate. To file your claim, simply check the box that applies to you at the bottom of the postcard, sign it, and return it to us by mail or drop it off at one of our 3 locations. If you don't receive a postcard and want to check your tax cap rate, you can visit the Clark County Treasurer's website. If you have any questions, please call our office.
Our community, our home, Clark County, Nevada. Thanks for watching Clark County Television, the best access to your local government.
Sit and Be Fit is a tone and stretch exercise program designed to strengthen muscles and improve joint flexibility. Not all exercises are suitable for everyone. Consult your doctor before beginning this exercise program. Our instructions and advice are in no way intended as a substitute for medical counseling.
Wilson. Thank you for joining us. The exercise program you are about to do is effective for any age, but it was specially designed for anyone needing slow, gentle movement. All you need is a chair that touches your back while your feet are flat on the floor. If your back is not touching, put a firm pillow or something behind for that necessary back support. You'll also need a towel for some shoulder range of motion exercises we'll be doing. Either a hand towel, a bath towel, or an exercise towel will do. Exercise is best done when the spine is in a neutral position. Let's practice finding the perfect position for your spine in a sitting position with John McKinnon.
To place the spine in a neutral and stable position in sitting, move the low back through range of motion by slouching down and arching up in the chair, going back and forth as far as is comfortable for you, and then place the spine in a neutral or comfortable position. The arch in the low back should be the same in sitting as it is in standing. Next, the upper back moves through range of motion, forward and backwards as far as is comfortable, and then the upper back is placed in the middle or a neutral position. Then slide the head forward and backward as though it were on tracks, and bring the head back over the shoulders and upper back, which is in a centered position. To maintain this neutral position of the spine, gently tighten the stomach muscles and be sure to breathe while the stomach muscles are tight.
Now that you're in perfect alignment, you're ready to warm up. The warm-up is designed to increase your circulation and range of motion. We all have experienced how much easier it is to move after we've taken every joint through a range of motion each day. And that's not only because it's lubricating the joint, but it's also bringing nutrition to that joint. So let's sit up tall and get ready for that warm-up. Come forward in your chair and just press down through the palm. Feel that stretch in the shoulders. Now we'll begin by pulling one shoulder and arm forward. Let the shoulder and the arm do the work. Change. Now tiny shoulder roll with each side. Let's do that again. Just a gentle pull. Feel that shoulder and change. Shoulder roll twice. Should feel good. Now we'll change the direction. Take it back. Let the elbow do the leading back. Feel the upper torso moving. Shoulder roll. Now I'd like you to place your head in a neutral position. It should feel comfortable right between the shoulders. Place one hand behind the head. The other hand will do the turning. Let the fingers turn to one side. Now slowly let the thumb turn it to the other side. And now look straight ahead. Relax those shoulders. Circle them out. We'll begin by stretching that shoulder. Grasp under the shoulder. Walk the fingers back and pull the scapula. Release it. Turn. Look to the back. And release it. Let's change. Reach under your arm. Walk the fingers back and very gently pull as you turn. Feel the scapula being released. Now look straight ahead. Cross the arms, sit up tall, and pull the shoulders and the elbows forward. Again, can you feel the back separating? All those muscles opening up the spine. Pull, release, pull, and release. One more, pull. Oh, that feels great. Now just circle it out, cross your leg, bring your arm up. Now reach to the ceiling and feel the stretch from your shoulder. Grow tall from your shoulder and change legs. Arm is up, reach to the ceiling and stretch right through the fingers. That should feel great. Now drop your ear and press the palm and you'll feel the stretch even more here. Drop the ear to the other shoulder, press the palm out. That's great. Now head up, take a deep breath, push out, straight up to the ceiling. Now relax the shoulders and look to the side, straight up, and now down to the other side. Come up and circle it out. Now bring your knee to the chest. Relax your back. Point and flex. Half circle with the toes. It's the bottom half of the circle. Let's change legs. Knee is up. Point and flex. Ooh, crack, crack, crack. Half circle. Now we'll do a quick calf stretch here. We won't hold it long. Extend, pull the toes back. There's the stretch. The other leg now. Extend, pull back. Now it speeds up. Side, side. Now you're working the tibialis anterior here. These are the shin muscles. Now alternate up and down. Pull up on those toes. Side to side. You may begin feeling some fatigue here. Alternate. These are important muscles to work. And side to side, side. How are you doing? Keeping up? You can slow down. Alternate. Woo! Starting to feel some fatigue there. Stop anytime. Cross the leg and circle it out. These are such important muscles to contract and to strengthen because they're the muscles that keep the foot in an upright position, especially when you're walking. When you do the heel strike, this toe will automatically come up. Very important in your stability and in your balance. Okay, let's move right on here to a song called Blaze Away, and what we'll be doing is concentrating again on the shoulder joint. You'll be placing one hand on the shoulder. I'd like the shoulder that you're working to remain relaxed. Let the other hand do all the work. Now my range of motion may be either smaller or greater than yours. I want you to tune into what you're feeling as you're lifting that elbow. Don't lift higher than you need to. If it causes pain, you know that you're going too far. Then bring the arm across. When you bring it up this time, make sure it comes only to shoulder level and not above. Now relax and enjoy this routine. You can do anything you want with the feet. March or keep them still. Hand on the shoulder. Lift that elbow as far as you can. Let's do it again. Feel that shoulder and cross. Bring it down one more time. Great job. Change. Let the other hand now do all the work and bring it down. Lift as far as you can without discomfort. Cross. Relax that shoulder as you lift. Now just one more. Now here comes a change. One arm presses out, touches the shoulder, lifts, bring it down. The other hand, push, touch, lift, bring it down. Press, press, press. Can you feel the shoulders depressing down? That's where they need to be. Press. Do it all again. Press one arm, touch the shoulder, lift, and bring it down. Press. Touch the shoulder, lift, bring it down. Now press the fleshy part of the arm to the chair. Press, press, change. Press the fleshy part. That's the tricep muscle. Now breaststroke away, bring it down, and push through the palm. Breaststroke away. Bring it down and push. Sit up tall. Press it down. Push right through the palm. Here's your last one. Press. Now sit up tall. Reach forward with one hand, back with the other. Reach right through the fingertips. Feel the spine rotating. Easy. Relax those back muscles. One more. Okay, 2 tiny shoulder rolls. Press down twice. Do it again. Press twice. Now big shoulder roll, as big as you can. Again. Great job. Lift 4 times. Now the right arm presses away, comes across. Now hold that elbow. Take the hand up, down. You can feel this in the shoulder. Change. Press away, bring it across. Hold that elbow, relax the shoulder as you bring the arm up and down. Change again, press away, bring it across. Now hold that elbow, bring it up and down. Up, let's do it one more time. Press it away, bring it across, relax the shoulder, take it up and down. Up, 2 tiny shoulder rolls. Press down twice. Do it again. Now, big shoulder roll. Again. Lift the shoulders, lift, lift, lift. Now hands together, lift. Bring it down. One more time, as high as you can without pain. Now, let's hit the knee. Lift, 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 lift. Tummy should be tight here. Separate the hands. Elbow goes side to side. Now, can you touch the wrist? Now, the middle of your forearm. How about the elbow? Do what you can. Don't push it. Woo! Great job. That was a lot of fun. And if you weren't able to touch the elbow to the knee today, that's okay. Just keep working with me. I know you'll get there. And even if you don't, always know that you have a certain set of genetic limitations, and you must work within them. You may not ever get to touch the knee, but that's okay because you're working within your range, and that's what's important. Now, this is a really fun routine called dill pickles, but it really does speed up. We'll get a lot of footwork here and a lot of upper body trunk work as well. You'll notice that when we churn the butter, you're not only getting a lot of shoulder range of motion as you use that arm and shoulder, but you've got to keep these abdominals tight, your back straight, and you've got to be in full control of that upper torso as you work. Okay, here we go. Come forward in your chair. One leg will go forward and back. We'll do leg work first. Forward, back, forward, now to the side. And the other leg, forward, back, side to side. Do it all again. Forward, back, to the side, and change. Forward and back. Okay, are you ready to add the arms? Here we go. Out, in. Now, side to side. And change sides. Out, in, side to side. Can you do it all again? Try it. Out, in, side to side. And change. Side to side. Now we'll go back to just footwork here. Swish the feet along the floor, lifting. Walk then. Swish, swish. Make sure you're pulling up at the end of the swish. Walk. Swish. Brush the floor each time. The heels stay in touch with the floor. Walk. Swish. Takes a lot of control. Walk. Now, both arms up. Bring them down and shake the fingers. Now, as you bring the arms up, let's do a little rotation. Hold it and wiggle the fingers down. Rotate, relax those shoulders, hold it there, and wiggle the fingers down. One more now. You're doing great. Wiggle down. Now, churn that butter. Remember, the whole upper torso is in control. Reach as far as you can. One more. Arm comes out. Rotate. Do it with the other hand. Reach around. Feel your hips moving in that chair. You should be outlining the whole chair. Arm out to the side. Rotate. Now, footwork again. Tap, 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 heel, toe, heel, toe. Tap again. Tap, 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 heel and toe. Change legs. Tap, 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 heel, toe, heel and toe. Tap, 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 heel, toe, heel, toe. Okay, there you go. And change. Heel, toe. Can you feel that action all in your ankle? And change again. It's easy to keep time with this music. It's so much fun. Change. Okay, we're going to go back to the beginning. Here we go. Out, in, out, side to side. And change. Out, in. Work those biceps side to side. And change. Out, in, side to side. Here's your last one. Out, in, side, and finish. Okay, super, super job. I know you had a lot of fun doing that. And that's the whole idea of exercise. It's not just movement and getting a workout, but you need to have fun doing it or else you won't do it. All right, let's move on. This is your towel exercise. Now, you'll need your towel in fours, regardless of what towel you're using. Even an exercise towel. It's not very wide, but I will place it in fours. Now, here's the important part. that you keep the shoulders relaxed as you work, and that you have just a gentle pressure, just gentle enough that the towel is taut as you're working. Now we'll be going through a complete range here. We'll start out with our hands out here, then we'll bring them in a little bit more and a little bit more. Now I want you to be careful and stop where you need to stop. We'll start by warming up the rotator cuff by just leaning out over the chair and circling out. All the motion comes from the shoulder. Okay, let's do it with some music now. Sit up tall. Reverse your circle. This is an important joint. Let's change. This is probably one of the best warm-ups you can do for the shoulder. Reverse. Now hold the end of your towel. Relax, take it up just part way, and then bring it down. Relax the shoulders. Lift and take it down. Now this time I'd like you to take it a little bit higher if you can, just slightly behind the head. Now one more time, all the way down. Good job. Place it around your neck. Bring the hands up just a little more. Relax those shoulders. Take it all the way up and down. Bring it up and behind. Now if you can, bring the hands in just a little bit more. Stop where you need to. Bring it down. Bring it up and relax those shoulders. Great job. Now hold the towel wherever you think you need it. Bring the towel above the head. We'll circle it above the head to your range. Make sure you're not arching the back. Let's reverse your direction. Keep the upper torso nice and tight. Make all those muscles work. Great job. Place that towel on your lap. Now, reach across, pull that shoulder, and give it a good stretch. Reach under. Walk the fingers back and stretch. Hands on the other shoulder. Grab that shoulder, release it, and one more. Reach under. Good stretch here. Oh, that feels good. Now we'll do a diagonal. You'll hold the towel with this hand, pull it through the other hand. Here we go. Pull, pull, pull. Here we go. Down, up, down, up. Do it again. Pull it through, down, up, down. Let's change. Pull it through. Nice taut towel, down and up. One more set now. You're doing great. Listen to your body. Down, up, down, up. Now take the towel up. Relax the shoulders. Make it vertical and pull down and up. Great job. Take it up. Sit up tall. Boy, feel all those muscles working. Take it down and up. Now take it above your head. Relax your shoulders. Bring it down, side to side. Woo! Super job. How are you feeling now? This is the best test that you have. How do you feel after exercise? If you feel better, that's a great sign that you need to do just that much activity again the next time we meet. If you're having discomfort for more than 2 hours after we exercise, you've overdone it. Okay, be careful the next time. All right, here we go with our finger song. Hands on your thighs. Just lift the first 2 digits. Now touch the pads. Takes a little more work here. Now straight up. Takes a lot of concentration too. Now touch the palms. Touch, touch, touch. Now turn the hands down and up. Here we go. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Now circle the wrist. Hands are straight. Reverse. Now lift the fingers. Lift and release. Lift, hold it there, and release. Now stretch the fingers apart. Release. Stretch. Now come on arms, as though you're calling your friends. Now lift up and squeeze. Again, come on arms. Take it up above the head. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Come on arms. One more set. Take it above the head. Give a good squeeze. Squeeze. Release. Now lift the shoulder. Great job. Okay. Now cross your arms. I want you to tune into that shoulder joint. One arm will come up, then the other. Up, down, up and down. There are a lot of these, so you can stop anytime. You're doing great. Okay, here's your change. Reach, down, reach up and down. Change sides, up, down, reach and down. Now one hand, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. Now rotate, relax those shoulders. And let's do it again. Here we go. Reach, down, up and down. Change sides, up. How are you doing? One arm, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. And just relax, reach, rotate through the shoulder. Cross those legs. Let's work at the wrist. Turn. Now one hand, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. Keep going. Good job. Now flip the wrist up, down. Try to keep the fingers straight. Keep going, 4 more. Now turn up and down, both together. Good job, you're doing great. Let's work the thumb. Cross, open, cross, open, cross, open, cross, and circle that thumb. Thumb is ever so important. Let's get into your last routine now. Get ready to swish those feet up and down. Swish and down, lift, down. Remember to touch the floor, brush the floor each time. Now you'll begin by curling the toes under. Just touch the soles of your shoes, release, touch, release, curl them under, release, curl. Now toes up against the top of your shoes, lift, lift. Now against the sides of your shoes. Can you feel that? Keep going. Stretch against the sides of your shoes. Now point and flex, point, flex, toe and heel, touching the floor. Now circle that ankle, warming up that joint. Change legs, toe and heel, point, flex. And circle now. Now get ready to sit up tall and rock in your chair. Side to side. Now, begin coming forward. We'll be getting out of the chair, so come to the edge of the chair, 1 foot under, 1 foot back. Tummy's tight, back's nice and straight. Push up, get around to the back of your chair. I'll turn my chair, but you should be in back of yours. Let's stomp. Gentle, center, side, and center. Back, center. Now come up on your toes. Change legs, front, center. Put some weight on that leg, back, center, lift up on those toes, and do it again. Front, center, side, center, back, center. Come up on your toes and change. Front, side, back, up on those toes. Great job. Now lift your hip. The foot should clear the floor. Release, lift twice. Do it again. Lift, hold it there, release, lift twice. Do it again. Lift, hold it, release, lift twice, and change one more time. Lift, hold it, release, lift twice. Now here's your change. Up to the side, bring it down. Now to the back. Do it again on this side. Lift and down, squeeze to the back. Let's do it all again. Lift to the side, bring it center, then squeeze the buttocks. Change sides. Lift, center, and squeeze. Now here's your change. Lift to the side, bring it down. Now hamstring, up, and down. Change. Lift and down. Hamstring, up, and down. Lift, bring it center. Now hamstring. Great job. Change. Lift and down. Now get ready for the quadricep. Here we go. Extend, bend, extend and bend, extend and bend. Now this time rest your heel. Take the toes side to side, touching the floor. Change legs, extend and bend. Toes are turned out. Now rest your heel, take those toes side to side. Now here comes a change. Tap twice, front and side. Back and center. Change. Front and side. Back and center. Change. Front, side, back, Center. One more set now. You're doing great. Back to that quad press. Here we go. Extend and bend. Now this time when you rest the heel, keep the toes turned up. Take the toes side to side. Change. Extend and bend. Extend, bend. This time rest the heel. Take the toes side to side. Now here's a change. Up on the toes, down on the heels. Toe, toe, heel, heel. Toe, toe, heel, heel. Now just keep going. Toe, toe, heel, heel. Great job. Just one more set now. Now here's a balancing move. Up on one foot, then come up on the toes and down. Balance on one foot, then come up on the toes and down. Balance, up on the toes and down. One more. Balance, up on the toes and down. Let's circle out the foot, the whole outline of the shoe. You can feel all those muscles working. Now side to side. And change. Circle it out. Now take the foot side, side, side. Now little toe to outside or inside heel and back. Now the big toe. Draw a diagonal line from the big toe to the heel. Now little toe to the inside heel. And now the big toe to the outside heel. Great job. Let's stretch out. Calf stretch. Right foot forward, left foot back. Your knee is over the ankle. Toes are forward, tummy's in, backs are straight. Let's go right to hip flexor. Lift the back heel, bend the knees, tilt the tailbone forward. Feel that stretch right here in the front of your left hip. Should feel good. Release, press it down. Left foot forward, right foot back. Knee over the ankle. You should feel the stretch in the back of the lower leg here. Relax. Hip flexor. Lift the heel. Bend both knees. Tailbone tucks under. Feel the stretch right here in the front of your hip. Take a breath. Press it down. And release. Let's stretch out the hamstring. Heel rest. Toe pulls up. And release. Rest the other heel. Pull up on the toe. Great job. One more time to each side. Reach with your hip. And again, can you feel that stretch in the hamstring group of muscles? Take a deep breath, feet together, sink straight down, easy, easy, and up. Do it again. You'll feel the stretch right above the heel. And release. This is the second calf muscle that you have to stretch. Great job. That was such a great workout. You did a great job.
For your free copy of the Sit and Be Fit newsletter and information on video and audio tapes, including specialty videos for chronic conditions such as arthritis, please write Sit and Be Fit, P.O. Box 8033, Spokane, Washington, 99203, or call 509-448-9438. or visit our website at sitandbefit.com.
Hi, I'm Judy Shepherd-Missett, founder and CEO of Jazzercise, and welcome to Jazz Cardio Strength Stretch, a 30-minute total body workout that will tighten and tone your body. Get your heart pumping and burn mega calories in our cardio section, and then sculpt and lengthen your muscles in the strength and stretch routines. Now today, I'll be joined by Shanna Missett Nelson, Jazzercise Executive Vice President, Rich Mundy, Jazzercise Instructor and District Manager, Michelle Short and Antonia Roots, Certified Jazzercise Instructors. Grab a set of handheld weights, water, and your workout towel, and let's get started. Okay, let's march. Now, you got to pick up your knees, pick up your feet, march all over the room. This is about warming up, getting your body ready for all that strenuous stuff to come. Now, let's do a little touch, and touch on the diagonal. So, you push the foot out there and touch it. Out to the side, diagonal. There you go. And again. Keep going. Keep going. We're going to do 4 of them. And now the head goes 4, 3, 2, 1. And touch, 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 touch. And 4, 3. If you notice, it goes on the diagonal. Like so. And now it's 4, 3, 2, and 1. And again, 1, and 2, 3, and 4. And now it's 1, 2, 3. Let's march on the diagonal. Up we go. Take it back. 2 plies. 1, 2. Now push like crazy. Yeah. Hup, hup. And plie. And push. Arms way out straight. And again. Come on, it's time to push all the negativity out of your life. Right there. Yeah. And back. You gotta move that body for me. Touch it for 4. Oh yeah. Shoulders go 4, 3, 2, 1. And touch 4, 3, 2, 1. Diagonal. Oh, there it is. And again. 1, 2, 3. And 4, and now it's 4, it's 3, it's 2, it's 1. Last set. Okay. And go, and 4, 3. March it on the diag. Here it is. Bring it back. 2 plies. Push, push, and now it's 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't forget, if you need a little bit less strenuous version, follow Shanna on the left of your screen. And again, no 1, a 2, push, 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 push. Plie, bend it, touch it for 4. Now rib cage, reach diagonally. Yeah, yeah, touch. And again, move that body for me. Reach, stretch, stretch. Okay, keep it coming. And now it's out. Ribs separate from the hip and move it as the music says. 1, 2, 3. Let's do a march. Take it back. And a plie. Bend the knees. That's what a plie is, you know. Go, go. Hey, hey. And bend, bend. Push. 4, 3, 2, go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Back. And bend, bend, and push. One more. Oh, I love this music. Go again. 1, 2, straight arms. Okay, touch it for 4. Hup, hup. Hip diagonal for 4. Hip bone, hip bone, hip bone, hip bone. Touch. Yeah, yeah. Diagonal. There you go. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ha, poo, ha. Yeah, yeah. Do it again. Hey, ha. Nice. And hip, hip. Now let's do a little stretching on the diagonal out. Now pull it back. Stretch that left quad hip flexor. Diagonally lunge, stretch. Straighten the right leg, hamstring, arm goes back. Left side. lunge diagonal. Bring it back, stretch that quad hip flexor. Out over again. Oh, arm back, leg straight, hamstring. Now let's march. Up, up, take it back. Plie, yeah, yes. Push, 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 yes. And again. Up, 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 bend, bend. 1, 2, 3, 2 more. One to the right. Plie. Push, and one to the left. And you're all ready to keep it rocking. Okay, here we go. Hold it, rock on.
There it is. 2 reaches on the right. Reach and pull it in. Good. Left side. Go straight up. Think reach, pull down. Again. Taking it to a flex palm. Press those shoulders back by tightening those rhomboids. Really work that back. Good. Now get in plie and make sure you're pumping those heels. We're moving. Chassé to the right. Ball change in front. Give it 3 hops and hold the third. Good. Take it left. And hold it. 3, 2, 1. Get some air on that chassé by pushing the balls of the feet off the floor and using those arms to pump the body up. Good. And again. 3, 2, hold it. 2 more, gang. And lift, lift, hold. All right, we're taking it back to that reach right. Now press it back too. Good, left side. And press. Keep those heels pumping on the press. Good, again, reach. Make sure you feel that stretch all the way through. And again. And press, and press. Good. Strong with those reaches out in. 2 extra. And press. Last one. Here we go. We're moving. Chassé to the right. Let's do it. Ball change front. 3 hops. Good. And again. Make sure on the hop, those feet are together so that we protect those knees. Good. Pull it up, and hold it. Good. Keep it going. Don't forget to get some air. If you don't want to hop, follow Shanna doing the light. Keep it going. This is our long set. Power through it. Lift, lift, hold it. Good, last one. Here we go. 2 reaches up and press back. Good, again left. Pump those heels. Woo! How we feeling, ladies? Good. And again, come on, really isolate that back. Woo! We have a little break come in. Here we go. Out under, reverse. Good. Pull that belly button to the spine. Lift that back heel. Use this time to breathe. You only have 1 left. Chassé, let's do it. Ball change. 3 hops. Woo! Now you should be pros at this hop. So I want you to make it a little bit bigger for the last round. Let's do it. Come on, pull it up, and hold. Keep breathing. Pump those arms. Woo! Lift, lift, hold it. Back to that reach. Here we go. Pull it back. Lift those heels. Left side. Come on. Taking it home. Don't you feel great? Come on. All the way to the end. Really elongate that torso. Nice. And left side. Big finish. 1 reach right and hold it. Give me a smile.
When you perform this next routine, I want you to extend that leg and push that arm. Straighten both, tighten every single muscle in each limb, and enjoy it. It's worth it. Okay, you ready? Double push the arm and the leg on the diagonal. Now I want you to tighten every muscle. Deltoids, quads, glutes, hamstrings. Attitude, go. There you go. Lift up, turn out from your hip. Give it a little hop, unless you want to do the less strenuous version. Follow Rich. Are you ready? Heel, toe, heel, arm up, in, and left, and right, and left. Now 2 hops, chassé, chase the foot. That's what a chassé is. One foot chasing the other. Heel, and heel, and heel. And 2 hops, chase away. Oh yeah. Get ready for that double push. Tighten, abs tight, glutes tight, delts tight, attitude. Turn out from the hip. Oh yeah. Double push again, tight. Oh yeah, up, hey, ha. Turn out from the hip, attitude, ah. There you go. Heel toe. Ha. Ha. Again. 2 hops with a chassé. Chase the foot. Oh yes. Heel toe. Woo. Ha. Again. Hop, 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 hop. Hop, hop. Okay, double push, guys. Tighten, push, extend, lift the chest, attitude. Oh yeah. Back to the push. Uh-huh. We're going for a ride, all right. A cardio ride. Again. Heel toe. Yeah. Yeah. And again. Light on your feet. 2 hops. Chassé. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Heel and toe. Hey, hey. Up, hop. Hop. Touch, touch. Hop, hop. Ho, ho. Woo, baby. Double push. Hey, again, lift in the chest, attitude, 8 of them. We're going over that high mountain. Oh, yes. Hop, hop, attitude, go. Okay, get ready, heel, ho, ho, push, lift, extend, 2 hops, chassé, hey, hey, big moves, heel, toe, come on, we're almost there, oh yeah, hop, 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 now I want 1 double push, and hold it, yeah.
All right, hear that beat? Give me a skip. Now really pull those knees up. Give me all the energy you've got. We're gonna work hard and burn a lot of calories on this routine. Pump it and pump it. Now 2 little touches and a little triplet. Then left. Now 8 skips right in the middle. And again, 2 touches and a triplet and a triplet. Now skip. You're looking good. Keep going. And touch, touch, and triplet. Now remember that triplet is 3 steps to 2 beats of music. So you have to have articulate feet. And 8 of them. Give me 8. Now 4 attitude lifts in front. Pull it up. Now curl that hamstring in back. Come on, squeeze. Now hip lift to the side. Use your obliques. And back to the back. Now attitude front. Turn that hip up and knee in the toe just automatically follows. And hip pike, pick it up. Now curl it in back again. Good. All right, 2 touches, go. Touch, touch, and triplet. 8 little skips right here. Pull them up, pull them up, pull them up. And again, tap, tap. Now, of course, if you want to take it a little bit lighter, follow Michelle for the light version. And touch, and triplet, and triplet. Give me 8. Are you breathing hard? Tap, and tap. Now 8. All right, back to that attitude. Lift tall. Now use those hamstrings and curl. Now obliques, lift. Squeeze your core in back. That's a little brain work for you, isn't it? And take it back, take it back. And hip pike. I love that we can work our abdominals during this section, don't you? All right, do it again. Lift. Big breath. In, back, and curl. Now hip hike. Hike it up. And back to the hamstring. All right, we're going to get a little crazy. 2 taps. Now skip. 2 front. 2 right. 2 rear. 2 left. Now touch. And triplet. Now face front, then left, then rear, then left. Now touch. Did you make it all the way around with me? 2 front, 2 right, 2 rear, and again, 2 touches. Back to the left. All right, attitude lift. Oh, are you facing the right way? Now curl. Good job, keep it up. Hip hike. You're in the home stretch. Curl back. And hold it right there and smile. Yeah.
All right, find the beat right here, and I want you to hop it in and out. Those feet are going to be hopping in and out to the side. Keep those toes and knees to the front. Tighten up through that core, and get ready. It's a fun routine. You're going to rock lunge to the right for 2. Down and out. Now hop it in and out in the middle. Go down to the left. It's down. Pull it up. Pull it in. Hop it out, man. Now when you pull that body up, I want you to think, squeeze your core, tighten through the abdominals, and get that upper body down there, down, pull up, hop it, go again, in and out, keep going, it's down, pull up, hop in and out, 1 more, now get that right leg ready, cross it over, ball change 4, 4 left, do it again. Now look out, lunge it, 2 down, 2 up. Take it down, pull it up. You want to lower it through the legs, not the upper body. Right leg, cross it over. Left side, go again. Lunge it, down, up, pull it up. 2 more. From the beginning, here we go, rock lunge down for 2. Down, pull it up, hop it, in and out. Left side. It's in and out. Go again. Pull it. We are working now. Hop it. Keep going, guys. Come on. Think, squeeze. Tighten that core. Use those major muscles, quadriceps. Get the heart rate up there. Keep it up there. 1 more. Here we go. Cross right. Let's go. Ball change. Ball change. 2 more. Down and up, let's lunge it, down, pull up, upper body tall, lower through the legs, right leg crosses over. Try to keep your shoulders and hips square to the front. Down and up, come on. Yeah. All right, here we go, rock lunge, down, up, hop it, left side, in and out. Okay, we're working. We're breathing now. Do it again, guys. Come on. Push, pull. Use that upper body. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And again. Hop it. Left side, down, pull up. You have to cheat for me, and cheating is okay. Now, rock lunge 2 times only. Right leg, cross it. Let's go. Left side. Do it again. Lunge it, down, up. Come on, it's down. Pull the body up. Lift it. Right leg, let's cross. Come on, move. Again. Down, up. Lift, breathe. Back to those lunges, down, up. Push it. Come on, don't give up now. Keep it going. And again, right side. Hop it. One more. Feet apart, hold it. Okay, now here we go. Lift your arms up overhead, nice and easy. Anchor down your rib cage. And then you're gonna swing side to side. Then contract in the center for 2. Pull in your abdominals. The arms only move side to side. They stay up tall when you contract. And center. And again, take it side to side. You should start feeling those oblique muscles working. Center. And sway. Center, keep those hips still. Over. And pull. Pull. And crunch. Right here, center it. And side to side. And center crunch. All right, now we're gonna do something different. You're gonna lean forward slightly, push forward for 4. Now push front, pull back, front, back, forward. Front, back, forward again. Abs are still pulled in. Keep going. Front, and pull, reach. Come on, lift tall, abs are in tight. Front, back, forward. Front, keep it up, almost there. Be sure and squeeze your triceps as you pull back and push back. In. Now walk to the right, you're gonna lift up, press up toward the ceiling. Pull in with your obliques and lift. Kind of push into the hip and up, hold. Turn and look at your hands as they come up. Push, palm up towards the ceiling. Lean, up, hold, contract. Keep going, couple more. You should be feeling them now. Nice oblique work. Long and lean. Feet apart overhead. And crunch. Halfway home, you got it. Think nice tight abs. Sway and center. Hips are still. Be sure not to shrug. Keep your abs in tight. Shoulders down and back. And side to side. And front. Keep going. One more. Now we're going to push forward for 4. Alternating hands. Reach front. Push, pull, reach. Push. And again, push it forward. Come on, press both forward, both back, both front and back. To the end, walk. And hold. And press. And squeeze, lift. Lean into it, push into the hips. Obliques are tight. Keep pulling them in. Remember the lower abdominals are pulled in too. Up, push, almost there. Couple more. And lean, hold it up.
Okay, if you don't have a pair of weights, go grab them and come on back. Then turn those feet out and give me a nice little plie to warm up your legs. Now, stand up tall. Be sure to pull in on your abdominals. Good posture. Going to do lots of muscle work on this routine. Now, lunge it into the right leg. Over and pull it back. Over and back. Squeeze. So you want to pull the weight over with your biceps and your pec. Then as you rotate through the torso, squeeze those rhomboids in your middle back. And again, push. The whole time you're doing that, you're really pressing into the heel, loading up that leg, and working your glute max and hamstring. Pull it back, and back. One more. Now step together and bicep curl, right and left. Careful not to swing. You want to pull the weights into your body. Now, palms are back. Press them out away from your body. Squeeze those triceps to extend your elbow. Left side coming up. Go over and back. Push, pull. Good. Are you feeling that nice stretch through your torso? This routine has a lot in it for your upper body and your lower body together. Keep going. Push down and lift. Squeeze that elbow, pull those arms back. Nice. 2 more. 1 more. Now bring those feet together, back to the bicep, right, left, and squeeze. Pull that weight into your body. Now palms back and press it out. Try not to hunch your shoulders up. Relax those shoulders. Now we need an extra set of biceps. Pull it in. Good. Lift tall, tight core. All right, back to the right side and go. Over, pull back. Come on, you can do it. This is your short set. And rotate. And squeeze. 1 more. And the other side. Here we go. Left. Left leg, right arm working. Can you feel your waistline getting toner with each time we turn? And lift. And press. 1 more. Now bring those feet together. Pull it up. Right, left. Bicep, bicep. How we feeling back there? Press it out. Squeeze. All right, this is all we've got. Time for a nice little stretch. Come on down. Put those weights on the floor. Now walk your hands over to the right side and stretch those hamstrings. Then walk your hands all the way over to the left and stretch. And back in the middle and round it up. Now you're gonna release your back down. Touch that floor, straighten your knees, and round it up right through your spine. Release, lead with your chest. Down, straighten those knees, and round it up. Now take that right leg out and stretch. Right here, little hamstring. Now pull it up with your core and lean back to the quad hip flexor. Beautiful stretch right on the front of your body and down your side. Now left leg stretches out. And stretch right there. Little hamstring right there. Now pull yourself up. Lean back with that quad. Stretch right through your torso. Gorgeous. And bring it together. Big deep breath. And you did it. Great job.
When a family is in a time of crisis, you can help by fostering a child. If you are ready to make this commitment, call 455-0181 for more information. Become a foster parent.
Concerns about coronavirus are real.
But there are steps all of us can do to protect our health.
First, wash your hands often with warm, soapy water.
This is the most effective way to prevent the spread of all communicable diseases.
Cover your nose and mouth with a tissue if you cough or sneeze.
Clean and disinfect frequently touched items. Avoid touching your face.
Fragile, and every day the decisions we make can lead to the formation of ground-level ozone. So, how can we protect the air we share? Simple things like using public transit or carpooling, walking or biking when possible, fueling our cars in the evening when it's cooler, and using an electric lawnmower. This is our air, and it's our only air. So let's work to protect it.
Clean air, protect the air we share.
I've received a lot of emails asking how to cook certain things from the sea. So today that's exactly what we're going to do. But rather than just cook them from the sea, we're going to get them from...
Who we'll call the lobster guy, volunteered his 19-foot inflatable boat and him for our lobster excursion. So out we head through the bay to the ocean to Rudy's secret spot.
Oh my God, look at them.
And we came up on some sea lions. I don't mean sea lions, I mean the cutest, most adorable things you've ever seen. There was even a mom and her little baby. I asked Rudy about the commercial side of the lobster business here.
There's about 15, somewhere between 15 and 20 active lobster fishermen, licensed lobster fishermen in this area. This is one of the richest areas anywhere up and down the California coast.
Their traps are at the bottom of lines marked by buoys. Some would call them surface buoys.
I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing you can't go grabbing somebody's lobster out of a commercial trap.
No, that's highly discouraged.
Not good.
Not good. Not a good thing. No, these lobster fishermen work very, very hard. Yeah, it's a tough living. I understand this year they're doing very, very well. Some of the opening day guys were over 1,000 pounds.
I'll take them out.
Timing being everything, we came up on Alan, a commercial fisherman, taking the last of his lobster out of the traps.
That's a big boy.
That's a nice one.
So he doesn't want to come out, that guy.
Oh, another nice one. That's sweet. Okay, I got to go to work. Hey, Alan, thanks very much.
Man.
And so we continue on a little bit more, and we're at...
All right, Sammy, this is it. This is the sacred lobster grounds. Right here, what we've got is about 6 acres of broken up bridge pilings from the Ingram Street Bridge in the 1980s. Our secret spot located right off the...
You're telling people.
You should...
You want to be telling people? I thought I had to live across from you 8 years to get out in your frickin' boat.
You're right.
And now I know, but you want these guys to know? Because they're going to be out here tomorrow.
Oh, it's the end of the secret spot, eh?
Hunting and gathering.
About 60 feet of water.
I'm not feeling too good.
You're not feeling too good?
You know, I know it looks
rough.
really calm out here, but honestly, we've been sitting for a little bit and the boat's doing this. And I'm not feeling too good. So, could you dive fast? Oh.
Don't get that.
Ew. That's so...
That's the best one. It's the best defog that anybody's ever come up with.
And finally, it was time. Rudy was in, and while he hunted and gathered, I made sure everything was secure and battened down on the boat. And after about 40 minutes, the lobster guy returned.
Well, I just had my first black sea bass encounter.
What?
2 black sea bass, about 150 pounds apiece. Spent half my dive just swimming right next to me.
Okay, not that I didn't care, but we were here for lobster, weren't we?
All right, Sammy. So, there you go. Oh, my God.
And you were worried. He was worried. He was, I hope I get some. You said you double measure, right?
You want to make sure that you're keeping within the legal limits. What we do is we hook right in here, right behind the horns.
Yeah.
And it can't go past the edge of the body here, called the carapace. And so this one, so this one's way legal. What we have here is a real nice male lobster. These are spiny.
These are called spiny lobster. These are not the big claw guys. They have those on the Atlantic.
That's right. That'd be the main lobster.
East Coast guys, Atlantic. This is what you're pulling up
here. Much sweeter.
Yeah.
Much sweeter meat than a lobster like this. This lobster is about a 1/4 inch over legal, and he's about 8 to 9 years old.
When we cook and eat, we're just having tail.
Pretty much. We're just gonna eat some tail. Anyway, you cut it, my friend. It's dinner. This one's gonna make a round trip. Again, you know, thought he was close. Probably caught it in the membrane, and he looked like he was okay, but he's short. This one's short, so we're gonna have to take him back.
And there's the and who checks that?
That would be well, it's our personal responsibility to make sure that we don't take short game.
Right.
And when we accept and we pay for a license, we agree to abide by all the rules and regulations of the Fish and Game Department.
I'd say you did a good job out there.
You know, it was a good day.
It was really
Beautiful
good.
day in San Diego, and I think now it's your job.
Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, it's lobster time.
So my kid.
Who doesn't want to have a neighbor like Rudy? A guy takes you out in his boat, goes to the bottom of the sea, gets lobster, brings them up, gives them to you so you can cook them. What a prince, huh? Now, the fact that we've lived across the street from each other for 8 years, and he goes lobstering once a week, at least during lobster season, and gets 7 of them, and has given me like 2 or 3 in like 8 years, we're not even going to talk about that. I'm fully over that. Today, though, we're concerned with what we've got, and now we've just got to cook them. Here's my thinking about lobster. I think people are looking at them saying, kind of expensive, don't know what to do with them, I'm scared to ruin them, so I won't do them at all. They're really one of the easiest things to make. I'm going to put a little marinade sauce on them before they go on our grill. Yes, we're cooking them on the grill. Doesn't really matter what you do to them. It's how you do it that's important. Little pot. Some green onions. You know I love those crazy little tops they have. Of course, lobster, butter, oh yeah. Dijon mustard, and a little thyme. Green onions go in. Little Dijon. A little thyme. No stupid little got a little thyme jokes. I'm making a mess. Little thyme. Some lemon juice. And oops. Hang on. One more thing. Little Worcester sauce. 2 drops. Everybody likes a little garlic, right? Let's throw a little garlic in here. This goes on the heat. Alrighty, while that melts, now comes the important part for Mr. Lobster Tail. I like to take a pair of shears and put them underneath the shell like this, and I'm going to cut all the way down to the tail. Crunch, 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 all the way down. Now we take our knife, and right where we've cut, we're going to cut down to this hard level. Not through it, down to it. So we put our knife in, and we just go bottom. It helps if you make that little noise. So and I'm across the bottom. Now when you take them, you open them up fully. Like that. This is called, I believe, butterflying a lobster. I'm not really sure. Remember, I'm Sam the cooking guy, not Sam the chef guy. We'll do this guy. I don't know why they're different colors. We're going to the source. And the source would be Rudy the lobster guy. All right, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, here's the deal. I just cut 2 of these tails open, and one is very white, and one is almost not gray, but you know, sort of light brownish. What's up with that?
Right. Naturally, what you'll see, you know, and when you go through any numbers of them, you might even see like a reddish or salmon color, and what that is in different. Where we grabbed them from.
Where they were got? Wait, where they were got from?
I did say that, didn't I?
You know you're on camera, right?
I'm very sorry. Well, I'm just ignorant, I guess.
But you catch good lobsters. So you're telling me what they eat colors their skin, their flesh?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
This is taking too long, but it's very interesting. You man. Thanks, bro.
Have a good one.
See ya. So this is just mixed together, right? And now this just goes on top. You know these guys over here? You know what? It doesn't matter. 10, 15 minutes, half an hour, give them an hour. They look good, and they're going to taste even better when we're done with them. And the real magic is inside, under the lid, because it's all about power. Ready? They're going face down. Face down. And they're going to smoke a little bit, and that's okay. You want that. And then after 5 minutes, we give our boys a turn. And now, after a minimum amount of work, we got a couple of beautifully, perfectly cooked lobster tails. Yeah, I'm doing that for your benefit, because you don't know. Here's the fun part. Separate them from the shells. And put them like that. Oh my goodness. And then if you just take a knife, put a little bit more of the sauce on top, and then you take a bite. You grab one. Here's the part that I find hard to translate. It's so darn good. It's so good because we didn't cook it too long. That's the beauty of it. Oh my God. I'm not making that up. I'm telling you, look at this. And what am I going to do with all this? Well, Suzanne behind the camera's going to eat some, but so am I. But I don't want you to go anywhere. Coming up next, like 3-minute shrimp. 3-minute. Tequila shrimp. Numero 2, the tequila shrimp. Here's what you need. Shrimp, lots of heat, tequila. We're going to throw cilantro in, garlic, you know, piece of cake. These are shell-on, deveined shrimp. They sell shrimp by how many there are in a pound. These are called 2125s, meaning there's between 21 and 25 of them in the pound. All we're going to do, once they're defrosted, yeah, did you hear that? Once they're defrosted, because I buy shrimp just like this and keep them in the, see, 2125 easy peel, and keep them in the freezer because they go in everything. And when you go buy them at the store, unless you're at a seafood market, very special place, you're buying previously frozen shrimp. So I'm thinking if I can buy them on sale, save a little money, throw them in the freezer, I've got them for when I want them. And I want them right now. So all we're going to do is take these guys, now that they're defrosted, peel the shell off because we're not going with the shell. And we start there. What's important in this recipe is that you've got everything ready to go because it all cooks very fast. You saw how fast that lobster cooked? This is 3 times as fast as that. The other things you need, garlic, cilantro. Look at that. Like the world's biggest bunch of cilantro. I'm sure somebody at the supermarket lost their job for putting out so much. So we need this, just a little bit. And the garlic, remember? And we have a knife. Do we have a knife? We do now. Squish. Get it out. We don't need that much. We just chop this up rough. Now our cilantro, we bunch up really tight, and we get the camera out of the way so we can actually move. It's a cooking show. I'm going to be doing things right here. And then we just cut this up. Little balls. Remember I said you want all this stuff ready, right? So there's my cilantro, there's my garlic, with a little cilantro in it. That's cool. Tequila's over there, shrimp's right here. Come on, let's cook this bad boy. Oh, that was dumb. I'm sorry. Come on, let's cook these guys. Okay, we can put a little oil in now. Heat. We don't put our shrimp in until that smokes. Just when it starts to smoke, they go in. Let me talk to the camera person. That'd be Suzanne for a moment. When I put the shrimp in, it's gonna splatter, so you might want to just stay back a little bit. Remember, lots of heat. Do you see smoke yet? Almost. Almost. Getting excited, waiting for it. There's gonna be flames. I can almost promise you flames. So, you be careful when you do this at home. It's not that this is just for professionals like me. It's for everybody to do, but you want to be very careful. We're going for it. Shrimp in. Remember what I said, flames? See that? Look at the pink. Look, these guys pink that side, this side gray. We're almost there. When they're like, 3/4 of the way there, I like to throw the garlic in, and we'll do that now. Little garlic. You're missing the flames here. Oh boy, great smell. Absolutely. I forgot something. Lime. I forgot lime. We want lime. Okay, get them in lime juice now. Give them a second to love the lime juice. Go on, love the lime juice. Love it. Now the tequila. You add the tequila off the heat because there is a good chance it will flame. Watch. Scared you. I told you there'd be flames. There we go. Back on. cilantro. Check out those pretty little guys. They come off, and now they go on our plate. Tiny bit more fresh lime over the top. So we'll eat one. That one. They're hot. It's not like you're drinking a bunch of tequila. That's all burned off. They get a little flavor. And lime. And cilantro. 3 flavors I happen to love. Check that guy out. Who doesn't want those? Serve them by themselves. Put them in a taco. Hey, now we're talking. A little rice on the side. A couple cold cervezas. 1 more tequila. What more do you need? Me at your house doing it for you? No, you don't need that. You can do this yourself. But stay where you are. One of my favorite all-time things from under the sea. When we come back, beautiful scallops. Oh my God, wait till you see how good they are. Oh my God, wait till you see how good they are. I touched the mic. See you in a second. How fitting that this show is about things from the sea, and for this next recipe, I'm using sea scallops, these large guys. They're so good. We make a little marinade, give them a few minutes, saute them, sear them in the pan. We're done. Soy, garlic, I need 2 of these, ginger, sesame oil, and lemon and lime. Now here's the thing. This bowl, the scallops will go in and we'll get the marinade. This bowl, we're gonna put the same stuff in it, but just to put on the heat and let reduce. The liquid gets thick, evaporates, and what you're left with is a concentrated little sauce that we're going to drizzle over the top. You don't have to do that part, but I like to do it because I think it really adds to it. So here we go. Soy and soy. Remember, what we do in one, we do in the other. Sesame oil. Sesame oil. Lemon. Don't worry about the seeds. A little bit there. Lime. Garlic. Have we used garlic in everything today? We've used garlic in everything today. Garlic. Garlic. And now a little bit of ginger. That is so fresh. Can you? You probably can't. Hey, get up close. Get right up on the TV. Go. Put your nose right there. Can you smell how nice that fresh ginger is? Just the big choppy chop like we just did with the garlic. You know. The chefs are sitting watching. Did he just say choppy chop? Ginger. One last thing. Sugar. There. And there. Remember? Same. This goes on the heat. Right there. And our scallops, our beautiful scallops, just go in here. The nice part about this is that you can't marinate scallops too long or they start to break down and they'll get mushy. So don't. I mean, once they're in at this point, you're probably 15-20 minutes away from cooking them. You can see this sauce. See, it got much thicker. My pan is on the heat. Now I'm going to put a little oil in. Not a lot. And I'm going to use peanut oil because peanut oil takes longer before it burns. And I want this pan really hot. So now these guys will go in. See that? Oh, I better turn on this. When they get a brown, nice little crust, a nice color on the other side, flip them over, same thing, take them out. You don't want to cook these too long or they get rubbery and hard. Okay, these guys are looked ready to me. That's what you want. That's perfect. Oh my gosh. I am as good as they say. You can see the white in there, or that opaqueness, or whatever that is, to admit it. But this is good. But it doesn't mean you kids shouldn't pay attention in school. You should. Just because I've risen to this level of me, without paying attention the day they spoke about opacity and translucence, doesn't mean you shouldn't. Pay attention. And read every night. And eat all your vegetables. And listen to your mom and dad. Okay. And we are so done. A little rice. Little rice never hurt anybody. Oh, come on. I wanted those pretty up there. Sauce. Oh, wait. No magic. There was nothing magical about what I did. Everything I did, you could do. Everything. Now this thickened sauce, just a little bit. Just a little bit over each. Guess I can use my fingers. Seared, juicy. I'm looking at these and I'm thinking they're pretty darn good. I love scallops. I'm gonna give you a little hint here. These were frozen scallops. They were frozen scallops. I didn't have to say that. I could have led you to believe that I've gone to a very expensive seafood market and bought very expensive scallops. But I didn't. They were frozen scallops. My thinking is, by the time you do these things to them, they're gonna be good. Almost no matter which ones you use. I just want you to make it, please. I'm Sam the Cooking Guy. Make these. You'll be glad you did. Peace out. For any of the recipes we made in today's show, check the website, ctn.org. Now we're using, they're considered by, they go by, let me say that again because I was stupid.
Okay, take two. Wait, alrighty, go ahead.
Now the fact that I've lived across the street from him, take three.
Take three.
There's some lobster there.
Really?
Yeah.
Hook me up. Where's it?
It's right there. What? That's good? You gonna take it and eat it? Do you want me to cut it for you?
No, I'm good.
It's like $200 on lobster, and the child just snatches it, and out he goes. And he goes lobstering every day, almost in lobster.
Oh.
My
man.
God.
Yeah. Take four.
You sure it's take four? It's not take three?
I'm sure.
Because when we come back, it's curtains for Larry. No, stupid.
That was great.
Oh my God.
That was great.
That was
that was great. Oh.
What gets you moving? Because when you get moving an hour a day, you'll have the energy to skate through anything. So whether you like to work the half pipe,
kick the soccer ball around,
or ride your bike, carve out some time every day to get moving.
But do it your way.
Because it can be whatever you want it to be. Just get active. Wrap it up. Move it your way and be a player.
Get up and play an hour a day, Doc.
Check out how to be a player at letsmove.gov. Head online to get tips on great ways to get moving every day. That's www.letsmove.gov.
We live here, we work here, we enjoy the Valley and all it has to offer. But not everyone plays by the rules, and Nevada is losing out on thousands of dollars that help fund schools, roadwork, and government services. Well, the rules just got tougher. A new state law enables the Las Vegas Township Constable to crack down on residents who don't pay their fair share and register their vehicles within 60 days. Avoid a ticket and hefty fines. If you live here, register your vehicles in Nevada. Pay your fair share.
When a family is in a time of crisis, you can help. Our biggest needs are for foster parents able to take large sibling groups, teenagers, and children with special health care needs. Won't you open your home and your heart? Foster parents and foster children come in all colors of love. If you have the passion and commitment to make a difference, call 455-0181 for more information about Clark County Foster Care. Become a foster parent.
Okay, guys, see you later. I'm going shopping. You be good while I'm gone, okay?
Never leave your dogs unattended at the park. Dogs need supervision. Without it, they could get injured or loose from the park. It isn't fair to your dogs or other park patrons. Please stay with your dogs at all times. It's easy to be a responsible dog owner.
In March, the Clark County Assessor's Office is mailing postcards to property owners who have not yet submitted a claim for the tax cap. If you own the home you live in, you have until June 30th to file a claim to receive a 3% tax cap rate. To file your claim, simply check the box that applies to you of our 3 locations. If you don't receive a postcard and want to check your tax cap rate, you can visit the Clark County Treasurer's website. If you have any questions, please call our office.
Clark County parks are family-friendly places to have fun doing a wide variety of activities. As such, possession and consumption of alcohol without a use permit is prohibited. Remember, no alcohol in any county park without a permit. Just a friendly reminder from your Clark County Park Police.
Responsible dog and cat owners already know the benefits of spaying and neutering their pets, and now it's the law. All pet owners in Clark County are required to spay or neuter their cat or dog. The only exceptions will be for pet fanciers or registered breeders, service dogs, or if your veterinarian determines your animal's health will be compromised due to sterilization. Prevent a litter, fix your critter. For more information, call Clark County Animal Control at 455-7710.
Our community, our home, Clark County, Nevada. Thanks for watching Clark County Television, Southern Nevada's best access to local government and the community.
Hello, I'm Randy Swallow. Welcome to the special program about coronavirus. What originated in a food market in Wuhan, China, has traveled the world, spreading from obscurity to international headlines. There are so many questions about the coronavirus outbreak, which is officially known by the acronym COVID-19. People want to know how it's contracted, how to avoid it, how it could affect our health, our schools, our tourists, our economy. We are in the middle of flu season, and the common flu symptoms are very similar to those found in the coronavirus. Nevada Governor Steve Sisolak met with the media recently saying that the Silver State will prepare, not panic. Meanwhile, thousands of residents are emptying store shelves, stocking up on bottled water, cleaning supplies, masks, and other non-perishable food items. So is there confusion, caution, chaos? Let's meet a panel of experts who deal with events like this one professionally. Joining us from the Clark County Fire Department is the newly selected Chief, John Steinbeck. We have the Medical Director for Infectious Disease, Dr. Shadaba Assad from the University Medical Center. From the Southern Nevada Health District, Misty Robinson is a Senior Health Preparedness Planner, and also representing the SNHD, Dr. Whit Crosshauer, who is the district's medical investigator from the Office of Epidemiology and Disease Surveillance. Doctor, I'm going to borrow a line that I heard you say yesterday, and I'm sure probably everyone will agree with this, that we're not just fighting an epidemic, we're fighting an infodemic. Not to make light of this situation at all, but in many ways, there's so much misinformation. This has become a Twitter virus, a social media virus, more than a coronavirus.
Yeah, couldn't agree with this more. You know, we do want to take this outbreak of an infection very, very seriously, and many actions have been taken to prevent the spread of this infection, to identify patients as they present, to manage them appropriately. But I think one thing that we have to be very cognizant of is to not create unnecessary panic amongst the residents of the county, the residents of the state. And the only way to prevent that is to dissipate knowledge from appropriate sources. And I think it's important to not try to get your news from the news. Try to get your news from reliable sources. Sources that I depend on myself include the Center for Disease Control website. The World Health Organization is another very reliable source for this kind of information. Pan American Health Organization website puts out excellent information. Infectious Disease Society of America. And if you really want to get statistics that are very local to your community, nothing is better than the website for the Southern Nevada Health District. So yes, there is an outbreak of a disease going on throughout the world and in our country, but there is this infodemic going on that really needs to be controlled as well.
Dr. Whit, I know the coronavirus is actually one of 4 different species, similar to the SARS and MERS and some others. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, coronaviruses are actually a large family of viruses. So there are 4 common types of coronaviruses that cause basic cold symptoms. And there are other coronaviruses, the beta coronavirus family, that cause things like SARS and MERS. COVID-19 is a new member of that subgenre. COVID-19 is thought to have arisen in animals. We know that the initial cases were linked to a seafood market in Wuhan City. And this is not uncommon with coronaviruses. They're known to infect different animals. But now we really are seeing person-to-person transmission across the world and communities spread in a lot of countries.
And doctor, I'm sure many people are coming to your hospital and others with the same symptoms that are in the common cold. Talk to me a little bit about distinguishing between the flu and coronavirus.
I would say that that's probably one of the greatest challenges that we're dealing with right now. The symptoms of the common cold, the symptoms of influenza, the symptoms of COVID-19 infection, and for that matter, the vast majority of the viral respiratory infections that we deal with at this time of the year are honestly indistinguishable. Literally, all of these patients are going to come in with fever. They're going to have a cough, usually non-productive. They'll complain of sore throat, fatigue, malaise, myalgias, some shortness of breath. So purely on the basis of clinical symptoms, it's really very, very hard to distinguish something like influenza from COVID-19. What we really use to try to distinguish COVID-19 is the exposure risk over here. So somebody with a fever and respiratory symptoms is more likely to have either a common cold or influenza rather than COVID-19 unless there is some significant exposure history. Now, I know that there have been recent sporadic cases where they couldn't really identify any obvious exposure or international travel, but those were few, and most of these patients actually had very confirmed travel history or exposure to somebody who actually did have the infection. So as of now, symptoms really don't guide us as far as identifying this disease is concerned. It's mainly the risk of exposure that raises our concern.
Now, we have had no outbreaks here in the community in Nevada at all already, Chief, and I know you're an emergency management expert, and you have procedures in place for any types of natural disasters, such as a fire and flood and things like that. If there was to be a run on coronavirus here, how would you handle it, and how would it be different from those types of natural disasters?
Well, in some ways, it's very similar for us from a structural standpoint, right? So we utilize our emergency operations plan. We don't really distinguish between a different type of disaster or emergency as far as that structure goes, other than who the lead agency is. In this case, our lead agency is the Southern Nevada Health District here locally for the emergency operations. Then it's a matter of an emergency declaration if one is warranted. and then taking on the proper precautions and also actions that are warranted for this particular instance. So if it's few or larger numbers of quarantine or isolations, whatever resources it is that is necessary to make that happen, that's my job then to make sure that we get those resources completed. And then the biggest thing is agency coordination.
Misty, planning and preparedness obviously is huge in any situation, and that's what your job is, and that's what you do, working in coordination in emergency management. So what type of coordination has there been with healthcare providers, schools, emergency management, community partners?
So we actually had a community meeting with our emergency management partners, as well as schools, hospitals, healthcare facilities, long-term care facilities. And then this morning we actually had a meeting with hotel security chiefs to provide them with information. So we are going to be providing information weekly to those groups so that they can have an idea of where we are and what's going on in the community so that they can be prepared, especially emergency management, who will be looking to support our efforts. We currently are in an emergency management structure called Incident Command System, which basically helps us to focus some of our efforts or focus people on this particular incident.
One of the most important things at this stage is making sure we're coordinating our resources appropriately. The health district, the way it normally functions, is that different divisions have different sort of areas that they focus on. What standing up the incident command system has allowed us to do is to make sure we're communicating across divisions, making sure these groups are working together for a single purpose. As Chief Steinbeck mentioned, it's making sure we're communicating and speaking the same language. And it's also right now is the time to strengthen communication with our partners and making sure we're coordinating. We want to set these steps up ahead of time before we really need them.
And does that even work then for large-scale events? I know we've got things like the NFL Draft, the EDM Music Festival coming up, where literally hundreds of thousands of people will be coming from our city from all of the places. We're looking at those types of events also?
Yeah, absolutely. So the command structure is set, right? And so then we fit the emergency event into the command structure. Some of the representatives within the structure might be different, certainly for like the special events that you mentioned, other large-scale emergencies that we've had, but the structure is what we follow. So certainly the fact that we have a lot of hysteria right now about this virus isn't going to knock us off of our plan. We still follow our plan, and that's the only way we'll be successful in mitigating this. So we would still follow the same structure.
And we do this so that we can ramp up as much as we need to, depending on what's going on in the community. Right now, since we have no confirmed cases, we're keeping our incident management structure very small, but we have the capability to ramp up and to make sure that everybody, we're getting control over the situation. And we'll probably ask the county to stand up their multi-agency coordination center to help us out and help try and get those resources.
Let's backtrack a little bit, Doctor, and talk about individual preparedness. Obviously, we've heard many things. If you're sick, stay home, wash your hands a little bit more. And masks, obviously, there's much to be said about that. Just talk to me about some of the basics.
Right now, we're really recommending that people take some of the precautions that you mentioned already. So everyone's doing it for 20 seconds. They're not necessarily, using... well, hopefully people are using soap, but they're not necessarily doing it for the length of time. People like to touch their face. It's just a tick that we have as humans. You like to rub your nose or scratch yourself. And those are things that, you can potentially inoculate yourself. So if you're touching a table, someone sneezes on that table, and then you rub your nose, if there's a virus there, it can get into your mucous membranes. We want to make sure that people are practicing basic cough and sneeze hygiene. So the best thing is to take a Kleenex, sneeze or cough into it, and then throw it away, and then wash your hands. If you don't have a Kleenex, coughing into your elbow. And then, things like that. Masks are not effective or not recommended for the general public. And the reason being is the main purpose of surgical masks is really to prevent people who are sick from exposing others. So I'm sure we've all seen that video of someone sneezing and there's a blackboard in the background and you see all those particles just spreading everywhere. The mask basically allows or basically blocks those particles from impacting other people. So that's the main purpose of the mask. Healthcare providers are in a slightly different situation because they are really, really in close contact. So for healthcare providers, the N95 mask is more important. For the general public, if you're just walking around grocery shopping, those are not steps that we recommend. And I think they really provide a false sense of security. So someone who's goes to the hardware store and buys an N95 mask and they're wearing it, but they're still not washing their hands or they're still rubbing their eyes, they may have that false sense of security and they may stop doing those other actions that are actually effective.
Anything you'd like to add, Doctor?
The funny thing about what Whit mentioned is the other day I was watching this, they were showing a program on the TV and the sound was on mute, so I have no idea what they were talking about, but it was a subway scene, there was crowds of people going, they all had masks on, but here's the funny thing. So half of them had their masks around their neck, the other half had the nose exposed and just their mouths covered, and they were touching everything in the subway and they're leaning really close into each other. So that false sense of security, just because you've got a mask hanging around your neck, is not going to do anything at all for you. If you want to do anything for yourself, clean your hands. Soap and water for 20 seconds is good. If you don't have access to that immediately, alcohol-based hand sanitizer will do it. So, and then if you're coughing and sneezing, don't cough and sneeze on other people. And if someone is sick, stay away from them. If you have a cold yourself, don't go to work and expose your colleagues to that infection. So, simple measures.
Doctor, I also heard you talk yesterday about flu season. I mean, we are in the midst of flu season. There's some 30 million people with the flu or cases during the past few months here. Right. Talk to me about the fatality rate and just some commonalities between common flu and coronavirus.
Commonality, other than the fact that they're both viral infections, and the fact that both of them clinically can present quite similar and they're both attacking the same time of the year, I don't think there's much more commonality to that. They will both present with a high-grade fever. For flu, it's usually fever and just aches and pains. Most patients are going to just start saying, I feel like I've been hit by a truck. That and the fever. And then some of them will have a cough and a little bit of a sore throat. Those are the symptoms of flu patients, and it is more likely that someone coming to your office or clinic with these symptoms has the flu rather than COVID-19 infection. But based on the symptoms, it's really not easy to distinguish the two of them. As far as mortality goes, it's important to understand COVID-19 is an infection in evolution. As time is going on, we're learning about it. But as of now, the mortality reported, when they started out, it was said to be about 2.3% in China. I've seen reports that are now talking about 4%. In the US, it's actually very, very low as compared to China. For influenza, though, the mortality is actually much lower at 0.1%. So the mortality with influenza tends to be lower. We see more deaths because of the sheer number of flu patients that we see every year. We actually have effective vaccines for influenza. We have effective treatment for influenza. Those are some very different things about influenza. Here's another thing about influenza. I wouldn't say it's a commonality, but something worth talking about. Now that this outbreak has happened, people can't stop talking about, is there a treatment for COVID-19? Is there a vaccine for COVID-19? But nobody is interested in the vaccine for influenza that's been there around for years and years. Millions of people get sick. Thousands of people die every year. You've got a vaccine and healthcare providers and nobody's interested. Those are things I don't quite understand.
How does one get these vaccines? Can people come to your hospital, come to the health district for?
Yes, so we are in the middle of the flu season, so you can reach out to the health district. We do provide flu vaccines. You can reach out to your primary care doctor. A lot of pharmacies offer vaccines, so there are a lot of resources out there. And if I could say one thing about the mortality for COVID-19, right now, what we probably are seeing is there's a lot of underreporting of cases with mild symptoms or no symptoms. Yeah, so right now, if you are in a country that's affected, if you don't have any symptoms at all, or if you have very mild symptoms, chances are you're probably not going to go to the hospital. You're probably not going to get tested. So it's very possible that there are a lot more people in some of these countries that have COVID-19 that are not being counted. And what that does, it basically inflates the mortality rate or the death rate. And so it's possible that the death rate is actually lower than what's being reported. And you see this especially in countries where the cases are new. So, for example, in Iran, when they started seeing cases, there were a lot of deaths compared to the number of cases they had. And that almost certainly has to do with undercounting. So that's both good and bad news. The bad news, that means there are probably more people infected than we know about. The good news, it probably means that the mortality rate is lower than we are seeing in the media.
Yeah, that's an exceptionally important point. You know, when news started coming out of Iran, they were talking about mortality rates of 20%, which was not accurate. It just meant that if they were seeing that much mortality, it probably meant they had a lot of cases that were undetected, not that the mortality was so much higher in that country. And probably same in China. When all will be said and done, maybe the mortality is actually going to be lower than what we're seeing right now.
And there are companies right now working on a vaccine for the coronavirus. So as soon as that's available, we'll be provided that by the CDC so that we can offer that to the community as a whole.
Is any guess on what's the time frame for developing a vaccine similar like this?
So what we're hearing is that it'll be between a year and 18 months. So that's why we're really focusing on the non-pharmaceutical interventions like don't touch your face, don't shake hands, cough in your sleeve, as Dr. Witt was mentioning.
If it ever got to that, Chief, I know you and all people in emergency management, you conduct many mock exercises, and you've done ones for fires, planes crashes, floods, and things like that. And I know a recent one was actually something that could play into this, where you actually distributed medicine.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. If somebody, all of a sudden, there was a widespread pandemic in our community and people, needed shots or pills, we're prepared. You're covered on this.
Yeah, so we have a plan in place. We have exercise, and we exercise it every year to some degree. And that is to get the needed medications out to the community. So we do what we call pods to distribute out that medication. Some are for internal organizations like the fire department. That would be only for the fire department, but some are for the public as well. And we go ahead and we would push out where those locations are. It's a fairly efficient, I think it's a very efficient program as far as the speed and the getting the medications that you need. It's very kind of a easy lift as far as the person that needs them. All they got to really do is show up and say, hey, this is where I live and this is what I need, and you're going to get your medications. So from whether or not it's coming from the strategic stockpile or, you know, in some cases, or wherever this vaccine, how that would be distributed down to the state and then to the local levels. At the local level, we're very efficient in being able to push that out. We don't have any concerns along those lines.
Right, and exactly what Chief is saying. We work very often with the county fire and other emergency management partners to make sure that we can open these points of dispensing, and that way we can quickly get these vaccinations into the public. However, there probably will be a tier system with this virus or with this vaccine because there's not going to be enough for everyone. So depending on the epidemiology of the disease at the time we receive the vaccine, then the CDC will decide what tier groups should get that vaccine first.
Like H1N1.
Exactly like H1N1.
And I think it's important to know that although there has been an unprecedented amount of work and interest in developing, those are in the mid to long-term distance. So right now, the efforts need to be focused on those non-pharmaceutical interventions, not only at a personal level, but at an organization level. Businesses need to think about how they're going to prepare to protect their employees, healthcare organizations, how they're going to protect their healthcare staff. And those are really the items that we want to focus on now, and those things we need to think about.
I was at your UMC town hall yesterday where you and others were leading. There must have been 100, 150 of your employees from doctors in every part of your hospital. That's what the doctor just said. If people at your place get sick, then that you obviously can't perform your mission properly. Tell me what is being done at your hospital and what you think is being done in other healthcare providers to help ensure that doesn't happen.
I think one of the first, so UMC has been involved in emergency. The thing is ensuring the safety of the healthcare providers. These are the people who are at the receiving end of probably the first person who will have the infection. We want to make sure that that person at triage who is exposed will be safe. So a lot of measures have been put into place to protect those people. Similarly, we worked on our workflow in the hospital to ensure that these patients are passed through the hospital in a manner that is they continue to do well, and we will monitor them for the next 14 days for that. So lots of different things, daily meetings to make sure that our emergency preparedness things are all up to date. We've done a lot of work on our influx plan in the event there is a pandemic declared in the world and there is an increase in number of patients. How are we going to handle an increased number of patients, as well as try to continue our day-to-day activity and take care of our other patients in the hospital. So lots of different things going on at different levels, but I think the one link that was missing was communication.
We just have a few minutes left, so let's just go around and have each of you give the most important message.
And then I would like people to take actions that will actually protect themselves and not waste their time and energy on things that won't protect themselves. So, you know, driving around town and hoarding face masks, those are actions that won't protect you. Doing things like, you know, making sure that you have an emergency plan for yourself and your family, those steps that we recommended prior to this, having a disaster kit, those are good things. Hoarding, you know, shopping carts filled with toilet paper, probably not as effective. So we want people to take control of this, but to do actions that will actually protect them.
Misty?
So I would say that as a health department and as a community, that we are prepared in the event of that we receive any positive cases here. We have plans in place. They have been tested over and over and over again. So we are ready for a potential large number of cases in the valley.
Chief?
Yeah, so the message that I'd push out is to pick up off the doctors is a preparedness one, right? So he's stressing the prevention and discussing the preparedness. But if you prepared for in all of the emergency scenarios that we put forward on our websites and on ready.gov, then that's going to really help you to prepare for this, right? So if you're isolated or quarantined for 14 days, we want you to have already had a plan on to what that's going to go ahead and look like. And so that's individual and business and government preparedness, right? It's all the way across the board. So I've used this as an opportunity to discuss it with my family, right? So, which are in 3 different states, to say, hey, all right, start thinking about, you know, without a panicked type of issue, but they're in states that, you know, they're in California where there's earthquake prone, right? So even though we've talked a lot about your preparedness, think about it now in a 14-day type of scenario. And then and we're going to push that message out a little bit more, utilizing this as an opportunity for a more receptive audience on that preparedness message. But it has to be all the way across the board. Also, your business continuity of operations plans. If those aren't in place, if you haven't done those, use this as an opportunity to start thinking about it. It could be this virus, could be influenza, could be you know, another type of illness that can just wipe out your office for several weeks. How are you going to go ahead and continue? And especially if you're a you know, a vital member of the community that provides a very needed service during some of these times, you really have to think that through as well. So.
Out, you know, with this COVID-19 outbreak, the fear is understandable, but the antidote to that fear is knowledge and preparedness.
Thanks to our authorities for shedding light on the coronavirus outbreak. Obviously, this is a very fluid situation, and no one knows for sure how this epidemic is going to end. For the latest information on from the nation's Health Protection Agency, go to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention website at cdc.gov. And for more local facts, head to southernnevadahealthdistrict.org. I hope you've gained some useful information about coronavirus and what's being done. I'm Randy Swallow. Thanks for tuning into Clark County Television.
movies are we gonna have to see?
Do you like
There's no time for downtime.
She doesn't.
Better get better, quick. UMC Quick Care has locations all across the valley, and you never need an appointment. So get in and get better. UMC Quick Care.
Let's see a couple more.
The Census Bureau employs field reps in all 50 states and Puerto Rico who work locally and are members of your community. They are knowledgeable and respectful of your time and provide a customer service-oriented approach to make your interaction as pleasant as possible. With over 7,000 field reps nationwide, they are the true backbone of the Census Bureau. The answers you provide help decision makers determine the best use of funding in communities like yours for things like schools, emergency services, housing, and infrastructure. Your answers help shape the future of the nation. To confirm the validity of a Census Bureau field representative, the staff search feature on the Census Bureau website is a quick and easy way to do so. All field representatives are required to carry Bureau-issued photo identification and are required to show it before any interview begins. All information collected by our field representatives is strictly confidential and protected from disclosure under penalty of federal law. If you are visited by one of our field representatives, please take the time to complete the survey. Your community is counting on it.
Think one piece of litter doesn't matter. Think again. When it rains, trash on our streets and sidewalks goes somewhere, like down our washes and through our flood channels, polluting our prettiest places. Worse yet, it all ends up in Lake Mead, the source of the water we drink. Do your part. Keep Clark County clean.
Our community, our home, Clark County, Nevada. Thanks for watching Clark County Television, the best access to your local government.
Okay, good morning. We're going to go ahead and call to order the Board of County Commissioners meeting for Tuesday, March 3rd. Mr. Tar.
Good morning, Commissioners, Madam Chair. Item 1 is public comment.
Okay, this is the first time set aside for public comment. If anybody would like to speak on any items on the agenda, you can go ahead and come now and speak. Good morning.
Good morning.
You can pull that down.
Yeah. Marta Miena, UNLV President, for the record. On behalf of UNLV, I want to express our deep gratitude for the county's initial conveyance of the parcel on Shadow Lane for the purposes of a medical education building and indeed ultimately for an academic health center. I want to thank the Board of Commissioners for their forbearance and patience over the extended period since the initial conveyance as we grappled with an optimal path toward the construction of this building. And finally, I want to thank the board for being open to consider the further conveyance of the parcel to the Development Corporation and donor group that have made the construction of this building a near reality. The medical education building will transform the UNLV Med School as we will be able to accept entering classes at least double of what they are now. It will provide students and faculty with learning spaces that are designed for the future of medical education. The building will also transform the medical district and make it a focal point for advanced medical care for our region. And finally, it will provide the region with the health care it desperately needs as our MDs populate the country, the city, and the county, the city, and the state. And all of this will have been made possible by the foresight of this county commission, and we thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Knapp.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to take a moment to thank the President. In the time, this might be the last time you address this body as President, though I know you won't be leaving our community. And I just want to personally, and on behalf of the board, thank you for your service. You've increased the partnership with this body, and I thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. I think we all feel the same way. Good morning, Mr. Riley.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. For the record, my name is Tom Riley, Chancellor, Nevada System of Higher Education. I'd like to echo President Marta Miena. We appreciate the county and your staff for working with us as we move forward on the medical. Appreciative of the donors that have stepped up for this exciting new project. And on behalf of the Board of Regents, we want to say thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Good morning, Mr. Hardy.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the Commission. Warren Hardy, representing the Council for a Better Nevada here today. I would just like to echo the comments that have been made previously about the cooperation we felt from the county and the board. This project would not be possible without what I felt was 100% cooperation from day one from this county commission. And I'd be remiss if I didn't also recognize and add my appreciation to President Miena and to Chancellor Riley, who worked very, very hard to get us to this point today. And lastly, I'd like to recognize and give my thanks to the donors again for stepping forward and really insisting that this project move forward. We're going to be the beneficiaries of their generosity. In addition to that, in addition to having a first-class medical education training, what the governor in his comments called a culture of philanthropy, or restoring a culture of philanthropy here in Southern Nevada and in Nevada. And so everybody that's been part of this, including this board and your staff, has been an integral part of making that happen. And so we're going to recognize the benefits to this agreement far beyond this medical billing. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Anybody else wishing to speak? I do have several cards for 16, but no one signed up to speak, and that's okay. You don't have to. But I just want to make sure I didn't leave anybody out. Okay. Seeing no one, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing, public comment period, and turn it over to Mr. Tar.
Item 2 is approval of the minutes of the regular meeting on January 21st, 2020.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Gibson to approve the minutes for January 21st, 2020. Is there any comments, questions? Seeing none, please cast your vote. And that motion passes.
Item 3 is the approval of the agenda with the inclusion of any emergency items and deletion of any items. Commissioners, staff is requesting that item 39 under the introduction of ordinances section be deleted from your agenda. That is the only change.
Okay, are there any changes by the board? Okay, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda with the deletion of item 39. I have a motion by Commissioner Gibson. Any further discussion? Seeing none, please cast your vote. And that motion passes.
Section 2 of your agenda is the consent. Items 4 through 38 comprise the consent agenda. Item 39 has been deleted. That's on the business. I'm sorry. So 4 through 38 is your consent agenda.
Okay, at this time, do I have anybody from the board that wants any items on the consent agenda heard separately? Do I have anybody from the audience who wants any items heard separately from the consent agenda?
Seeing that there don't appear to be any things to be removed from it, I move approval of the consent agenda.
Okay, Commissioner Gibson has moved for the approval of the consent agenda, items 4 through 38. Any further discussion? Seeing none, please cast your vote. And that motion passes.
Commissioners, we don't have any recognition items. Item 39 has been deleted. That takes us to the business agenda. Item 40 is emerging issues.
Okay, this is emerging issues. Which end wants to start? Commissioner Sagerblum, start with you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Next week, next week I'll be hosting a town hall at Hollywood Recreation Center at 5:30. I'll also have with me Senator Orenshaw and Assemblywoman Carlton and Assemblywoman Martinez. Also, Commissioner Gibson and I, in anticipation of what he's going to talk about, will be holding a resume review event on March 26th at the Cambridge Recreational Center. That will be done from 3 to 7. That will be done in conjunction with Dieter and the Workforce Connections. So if you're interested in the job fair, which Jim is going to talk about, please come and have your resume reviewed before that.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Sagerblum. Commissioner Gibson.
Yes, our spring job fair will be held Friday, April 3rd here at this building from 9 a.m. to 10 attendance. We expect the same results this spring. The job fair is free and open to the public. Parking is close to the RTC Centennial Express and Strip and Downtown Express, so you ought to be able to get here, and we hope that folks will be motivated to come in, because there will be employers that will actually be hiring on the spot. They have the capacity to go online and do the background checks and confirm everything that is important so that they can hire you. Make sure to dress your best. Treat this as a job interview with multiple companies. Update your resume and get some help as suggested by Commissioner Segerblum, and make sure you're here. We had hundreds, literally hundreds of people who became employed as a result of the job fair. We're doing this together, Commissioner Segerblum and I, with Workforce Connections, One Stop Career Center, and Nevada Job Connect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Might I just add one other thing? I know that others have done this, but I toured the Allegiant Stadium this week with my staff. It was an incredible experience. There are 18 to 1,900 employees working in the day, and the thing is so large that you imagine maybe a couple of hundred people. The thing is progressing. It's a beautiful stadium, state of the art. We've learned from every other mistake that has been made in the past in these kinds of stadiums, and the contractors, the employees, everyone over there seems to have really figured out how to groove this. And they're expecting, and everyone is expecting, an on-time and on-budget project. So we're very excited, and it was an experience you ought to have if you haven't been over there.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Weekly.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone who participated in our annual Black History celebration over at the Smith Center. The turnout was absolutely amazing. The talent was awesome and through the roof, and then the awardees, it was so awesome. We had an opportunity to recognize and honor a gentleman who he worked for the Pentagon for over 40 years. He resides here in Southern Nevada. He turned 100 years old this past Saturday, and what a blessing. We had another gentleman in the room who is 99. He turns 100 later on this year, but to have these gentlemen here who serve this country, who have just been awesome pillars and change agents for many throughout this country. We were so honored, and I want to thank my staff who worked extremely hard on making this happen, and thank the community for coming out to make it a success. Nevada Reading Week kicks off, and we'll be reading at H.P. Fitzgerald in a number of schools, and we're working on a book fair for young people throughout the Clark County School District. So I'm encouraging everyone, if you have some spare time, to go out and read at one of our schools. We'd love to have you, and love to get you engaged to really get our kids to understand the importance of reading. Many of them now are these social media junkies, and they just don't. It seems to me like they're losing the concept of and the beauty of reading a book, picking up a book, and so we're very excited about participating again in that. And then this, as it relates to the vendors, we're still getting droves of calls of individuals wanting to showcase their small business, but we're at capacity. It's going to be at the Las Vegas Culinary Academy. We're so very honored to partner with this agency here. Pop-up shops, small business resources and support, business card raffles, complimentary appetizers, and Commissioner Brown, guess what? Gourmet dish tasting inside of the Westside Bistro. So you guys are, Commissioner Gibson came and hung out with me over at the Gentlemen That Cook event, and yeah, we almost had to wheel him out of there because he had eaten so much. But any of you all available on Saturday and want to come through, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And then the other thing we're working on is, and we have a presentation this morning from the census, about to do this project called Count, Count, Count. And this is going to be so amazing. We're drumming up about 100 volunteers, and we're going to get out there, man, and we're going to knock on doors and get a lot of people involved in the census this year. And then lastly, I want to send a big shout out. We heard the president from UNLV and the chancellor speak about the conveyance of land. As Commissioner Brown and I, we move toward, and you'd appreciate this, Ms. Vasiliadis, as Commissioner Brown and I prepare for our final landing, as we prepare to descend on Clark County, there you go, we were very blessed, along with former Commissioner, now Governor Sisolak, to be a part of that conveyance of land when we originally signed this land over. And we are so elated to see what's going to happen. We are very excited that the donors are stepping up to make this thing happen and bring it to fruition. And I want to thank Governor Sisolak so very much for just really making sure that this thing is seen through. But one of the things that the chairwoman and I want to reiterate is that with this commission, we want to make sure that UMC is 100% involved all the way. That was the deal. All right. And then number two, I appreciate the fact that there were some conditions that were put in place, that those conditions stay intact, that if in fact nothing comes to fruition, that land comes back to Clark County, and that moving forward, that this will be a medical facility and not converted over to anything else. I didn't want to do that in front of the guests that were here today, but I wanted to put that on the record as a part of my emergent issues. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Weekly. Anybody from this side have anything? Nope. Commissioner Naft.
Thank you. A couple flags. I want to thank Founders Coffee. They hosted our last Coffee and Conversation this past Saturday. They're at Durango in the 215. And also thank Humboldt Sweets. They're hosting our next Coffee and Conversation this Saturday at 9 a.m. They're on Green Valley Parkway, 670 South Green Valley Parkway. Also want to flag that the first meeting of the Traffic Safety Commission is going to be on April 13th at 9 a.m. here in these chambers. If anybody here or at home is interested in getting involved, I hope you'll reach out to me anytime. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Brown.
Thank you, Madam Chair. If I could have Mason come down. I was asked in yesterday's briefing to give an update from the LBCVA as far as the COVID-19 goes. And I just want to read the statement that they put out last week, and I will copy my colleagues on this. From the perspective of the LBCVA, they're working closely with the Southern Nevada Health District. The U.S. LBCVA is supporting those protocols. And what can the public do? Pretty much we're hearing over the last few days a far more informative media as far as what individuals it seems to be pointing to. It all starts with that individual. So likewise, from the LBCVA standpoint, they've done things in-house with their employees, with the different shows. Right now, as of yesterday, the impact has been negligible on any kind of conventions and trade shows that are booked into Las Vegas. Again, the important thing to note is on a day-to-day basis, the LBCVA, as the lead agency, is in contact with the hotel partners. And I would now defer to Mason as far as what UMC and the local folks are doing.
Okay, Mason.
Good morning, Commissioners, and thank you, Commissioner Brown. We've been working very closely with all of our partners, not only in Southern Nevada, but the entire state. So just a little bit of update in regards to what UMC is doing and preparing with our partners. We've been working very closely with the airport and Southern Nevada Health District and the governor's office. And last week we had a really good meeting and just mobilizing all of our forces within the state. So just a little bit about UMC. We are a CDC assessment isolation rooms. We have updated and modernized our influx plans should we have any cases. Currently we do not. We are not tracking, trending anyone, not only at UMC, but at any hospital currently. Again, it's all the things that you're hearing, and I think the headlines are shifting a little bit more to what can you do as an individual on the front lines, washing your hands, the coughing, crowds, those type of things. So very confident in our readiness plan. Again, I think the focus needs to be the flu. I looked at the current numbers this morning. 1,250 patients have been hospitalized in Southern Nevada alone. We've had multiple deaths related to the flu. So at UMC, we've had about 580 hospitalizations to the flu. Coronavirus, COVID-19, we've had none. So again, if everybody can just kind of continue to do the things on the front lines to help prevent the spread of any viruses, we would appreciate that. But we've been working very closely with our partners, and we are prepared and at this point, and all of our partners have been really great on collaboration and just working with the CDC and all the latest information coming out to how to attack this virus.
Thank you, Mason. And I just want to chime in, Commissioner Brown, as sitting on the Health District. Commissioner Weekly and I met with the airport, with Mason, with the Health District, with the county manager long before the Super Bowl. So we've been evaluating things, staying on top of it. We're very low risk. And as the weather gets warmer, that helps us all anytime. But we do, and I want people to feel super comfortable that we are well ready. We train for this on a regular basis, and I think we're in a good spot. And as we met, the governor called a press conference on Friday, which we attended, both Rosemary and myself. And as a statewide, we're really in a good spot, and the governor was pleased that everybody had already been working together, whether it was the hospital association, and so we stay on top of it. And I should not be remiss to say LBCVA was in our original meeting, so we've been keeping everybody close and constant communication every day.
Yeah. And just as a reminder, we've been through these type of things before. I think that because this one has a particular H1N1, Ebola in our community. So I do have positive news that we are able to do the testing within the state now. We do not have to send any specimens to the CDC in Atlanta, and so we're able to turn those tests around once received within less than 3.5 hours. So we'll be able to quicker diagnose, screen, and isolate patients should they come back positive. So, and we're able to do that within the state. So that is good news for all the hospitals and the clinics in the community. And again, we keep up on what the CDC is recommending. Our EPIC, our electronic health record, has all the screening tools on the front end. So, and again, we're good on supplies and N95 masks. So we've always prepared for these type of events. So again, we are ready.
And I forgot the school district. The school district has been a partner at the table as well, and they're focusing on just educating the kids and the parents. So I think everybody's been super staying on top of it, so appreciate you coming, Mason.
Yeah. And I would offer, we've got an amazing infection control team, infection control physicians at UMC, so should anybody want, we can come out and talk to them as well. In fact, we're holding a town hall at UMC this afternoon for our own staff, just to go through all of our readiness and preparation plans. So would offer that to any commissioner. We can come out and talk to any business. We'd be glad to do that.
Okay.
Things you can do.
Commissioner Weekly.
So with we're seeing a lot of folks in stores now stocking up on bottled water and all of that. Do we want to say anything in reference to hand sanitizers? What's your thoughts on that? Because I'm receiving information from folks saying that we should keep hand sanitizer in our car at our front door when opening doors. If we can with handshakes. Instead of a handshake, do a fist bump. Instead of turn the light switches on with our knuckles. Tell me a little bit more about that.
You are on the right track.
Panicking. Yeah.
Commissioner Weekly, you're absolutely on the right track. Wiping down surfaces, washing your hands well, all the things that would help prevent any spread of any viruses, cold, flu, those type of things are all going to have an impact on what we're seeing out there as far as the bugs out there. So all those things, as far as run on water, I'm not doing that personally. We're going to get through this, and hopefully by the end of the summer we're not